Hello, I'm Anika from Made to Sew. This video is part 2 in a series of videos that I made at the Bernina headquarters in Switzerland 18 months ago. In this video, I interview the owner, Mr Ueltschi. I hope you enjoy the conversation we have and the things that he shares about the Bernina company. So I'll introduce us first, shall I? So I'm Anika and this is Mr Ueltschi. Can I please yeah, if I'm saying that correctly? So the first thing when I did my research about Bernina that I thought was amazing is the fact that you're a family-run business and you've been going since, is it 1893? Correct? So how did it all start? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
You're staying at the Feldbach, right?
I am, yes.
That's where my great-grandfather started and he invented that year, 1893, the first hem-stitch sewing machine. And then the first 40 years of our history, you know, we didn't use the name Bernina because he was in the industrial sewing machine business. And then, you know, they made embroidery machines, industrial embroidery machines. And then in 1930, my grandfather, Fritz, he realized the business is kind of dying, so he looked at the Swiss market and they were importing sewing machine, household sewing machine, and he said, why don't we produce one? And so he said, okay, and he worked together with some engineers and him, and decided that's the business we want to be in. But then he said, we need a brand name. Because now in the consumer business you need a brand name. In the industrial business they used his own name, Gegaf. And so he went to Sam Ritz with my grandmother in 1931 and saw this beautiful Bernina mountain and said, okay, that's it. Easily pronounced in all the languages. And already then he was a clever, not just a good engineer, but a clever marketing man. And he said, a name which is easily pronounced, because I will export this machine because the Swiss market is too small. So clever.
Here it was. Yeah. And then after that?
And after that, obviously, you know, here you see the first Bernina back there. Wow. A straight stitch machine made out of steel, probably heavier than our 880 today. And from then on, his philosophy always was, and it still is, ease of use, quality, and longevity.
Yeah. So that was then my next question really, was about, when I think of Bernina, the one word that comes to mind is quality. Yeah. So I have students that bring lots of different machines to my classes, and you can always tell when there's a Bernina.
What kind of machines do they usually bring?
They'll bring portable machines, so they might bring a Janome, they might bring a Brother, a variety of different prices, Singer, yeah, a variety of different price points depending on the customer. But I would say no matter how old the Bernina is, you can still tell there's a Bernina in the room because it's quiet. You know, it sort of purrs along rather than this sort of trying to eat through fabric that some machines can sound like nowadays. So really, how do you keep on top of your quality? Obviously you've got your manufacturing unit here as well as in Thailand nowadays.
Right. Well, I believe in a mechanical concept. Bernina is far better than everybody else. In the electronic concept today, you know, if you use just any technology, it's common knowledge. But the mechanical R&D, you know, Bernina is very unique. And you know, the feeding system, the hook system, you know, when you touch it, that's where we believe we are different and better. And so that's, whether it's made here or in Thailand, it's the same thing. You know, we have one philosophy. We train our people in Thailand. You know, we are 27 years that we've been now in Thailand, or 28. The start was very small. We just produced parts. Then we started with a mechanical machine as an assembly. You know, we still have the 10-weight, which is basically the machine we started 27 years ago. And so, you know, we have one philosophy, whether it's there or here, you know, one quality. And if you ask people, they wouldn't know the difference between a 790 which is produced in Thailand, or an 880 which is being produced here. So
that's fantastic. Yeah, no one would know.
But every day is a fight to keep this quality.
Yes.
As some of our ladies know, right?
Yeah. We're looking through, you know, the factory, the amount of testing that goes into the machines. It's fantastic.
And it's 1,000 parts in there, and all the parts, you know, the suppliers have to be the right ones. I mean, it's a very complex business.
Yeah. But I think the other thing that I really noticed was that all of your team is so passionate that they really want to produce the best thing, and they're so passionate about what they're doing that they're going to put 110% into doing it.
I think, you know, that's also maybe an advantage of being a family business. You know, I think you know, they work for something. Yeah. And you know, a common goal. You know, it's not a huge company, and so I think, you know, we treat the people well. You know, we communicate, and you know, so I think it helps. Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah.
So then my next question is about the fact that Bernina are always at the sort of forefront of sewing machine developments. You know, you created the hem-stitch machine, obviously your original machine was world renowned, it was the first one of its kind. And then throughout the years, you've done lots of things that you've had patents on and been the first machine at this and that. So how do you sort of continue to develop that technology and stay ahead of the game with that?
But first, I think the most important thing in R&D or in innovation is be curious what's going on in the world, not just in the sewing machine world, but our engineers, you know, they always have to look what's new, what technology makes sense with Bernina. We listen a lot to our consumers, you know, dealers, consumers, they give us input, our own gurus like you also, and I think we work very close with the sewing world, the sewing network. And then, I mean, the biggest challenge today is there's so much available technology-wise. What makes sense? You know, does it make sense, you know, to use supercomputers which nobody can use? You know, you have to buy a booklet first and to get to know what's going on, and so I think this is the challenge. But today, I think our people are, as you said, they're very passionate, and so we are an ambition company. I do a lot of sports. I like to win, so and everybody likes to win, some more than others, but that's how it is in organization. But I think we try, and we want to be the best.
Yeah, I think you do well at doing that. And did you win last weekend in your skiing?
I won in my category. Yes.
Oh, fantastic! That's good. So I've got a few questions from my YouTube and Instagram followers. The first one is from Rachel on my YouTube channel, and her question is, is mechanical versus computerized, how are they different, and do the computerized machines last 30 plus years?
The mechanical part sure will. The chips, as you all know, in an iPhone lasts maybe 5 years, then you have to replace it. Bernina obviously lasts more than 10 years. Excuse me. We have not had the experience of 30 years of computerized machines, so we don't know. But the problem is not only lasting, the problem is having replacement parts available in these computer chips. Yes. So, but you know, I don't know, but
and technology changes, and that's the thing. The technology is such a quick thing to improve, I suppose.
And hopefully, people will not keep the machine 30 years anymore, because today, I mean, they still will sew in 30 years, but in 5 years from now, you have so many more advantages of having a new sewing computer than you have today. So you should take advantage of this, like in any high-tech products.
Yes, no, I agree. So, what are the other questions? Let's have a look. This lady has said, this is on my Instagram, KPE Moores. I love my Bernina. I would love to know if Bernina have a large design team, or if it only takes a small number of designers to develop the idea for a new machine, given the basic shape remains the same. And do you, I'm sure competition is hot, so do you keep designs completely under wraps until launch?
You mean when she talks about the outer design?
Yes, I think what she's saying, yes, have you got a large design team or a small number of designers, because the outside generally stays the same. So how many sort of designers do you have to?
Well, actually, we outsource design.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's just the inside of the machine.
Yes, and because I think, you know, design is something very subjectively, and so we use the best designers in what we think. I think we have been using this designer for quite some time. Bernina has a special designer team, outsourced, and the Burnett also. And so I think it's much better versus having an inside.
Yes.
Because again, they work with so many other products and they know what's cool and hot. And so I think, yeah.
And she's also said, do you have any manufacturing secrets, like Coca-Cola has a secret recipe that you can't ever share? Yes, everything.
Yeah. We don't have secrets, because you can open the machine and you can see it, but I'm not afraid of being copied, because to copy a Bernina is very difficult. It's a big challenge, and probably competition wouldn't take on this challenge, because it's you know, too precise, and you need a lot of specialized suppliers, and so like our hook system, you know, nobody would even dare to copy us in a hook system, because it took us many years also to get where we are.
And then my question was, what is your favorite product the company has ever created?
Ever created, you know. The All Day 30 was the most popular, which was produced from 1970 to 1980. But I mentioned the 790 I really like today. I also like our long arm machines, which is quite, have you seen it?
Yes, I have, yes, it's fantastic.
And which we produce here. I like the design, I like the technology, ease of use, so, and we're working on some two great new products, which I'm sure will be a big hit. So it's very
difficult to say. Yes, the company's been going for such a long time, so you've got a number of products. And that's it really, so thank you so much for having me. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you haven't seen part 1, which is the tour of the Bernina factory, do click here. Thanks and see you soon.